Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Esper Sentineltron / Dragons in Modern. We'll keep this. We will hopefully be drawing some cards off of this Esper Sentinel, since we have 3 of them. We'll find out, though, what our opponent's up to. Yeah, we're looking to have some, early game with Ragavan, Esper Sentinel, and Gideon to put some pressure on our opponent's life total into our 3-drop Gideons to continue the pressure and set us up for Sarkhan the Matchless on turn 5 to turn those Gideons into dragons and attack for lethal. We also have our sub package of Urza's Saga. Oh, good. It's a grief deck. So we just got scammed last match. It was really fun. This match, we're getting scammed again, so they'll probably take the Ragavan and the Gideon. Yeah, I would say that there are 2 things that are really hurting mid-range and modern. And that would be Orcish Bowmasters and Grief. We're left top decking I don't know what this means, but shadowing with our opponent. So then we have we gotta draw a land. Sweet. Now they're gonna take probably the Gideon. Alright, so we did draw a land, just chatting with our opponent. They took the other Esper Sentinel, probably because they didn't want us to just continue to draw a bunch of cards. And run out the Sacred Foundry. Now we could double block this Grief, but we're not going to because we really want to draw some cards. We'll take a hit off the Grief, maybe get this Gideon down, and stop the Grief attacks. There's an Urza Saga. We will F6 for now. Thoughtseize to take our Gideon. At least, or whatever we draw, if it's better than Gideon. Take the 3, play the Gideon, and oh man, this might be the weird. This is the weirdest draw If only our opponent could see this. They probably will with another Thoughtseize, but holy cow, what a crazy draw this has been. So we have Esper Sentineltron and Gideon of the Trialstron. Our opponent has 3 cards and a Grief, so they're going to make some constructs, unfortunately, unless they don't have another land. But I have a feeling they're going to figure out a way to get out of this with their Modern Horizon 2 cards. So Fatal Push, we'll draw a single card off of it. At least that manages to keep the constructs from taking over. Gideon, alright. See if they have that. They're missing their land, so there is some hope. There is some hope. We're not the only ones who get shafted with the luck. Doorkeeper Thrall is a good one. So we could just go ahead and swing in. We could target this one more turn and play the Gideon and the Doorkeeper Thrall and then have Gideon. Alright, so I think we will go ahead and attack. I don't want to be too cautious with this. They only have a 3-2 and we're at 17. So they're either going to take 4, take 4 so that they can then attack down the Gideon. It's Urborg making everything into a swamp. It gets annoying after a while. So they're going to go down a mana, which is good for us. Having this Doorkeeper Thrall to protect against Bowmasters is really good for us too. So if that's what their plan of action is, and if they don't draw another land, we might actually steal the game here. Ooh, the rack. Sweet. So it's not a Cabal, well maybe it is a Cabal Coffers deck, but it's a rack deck, which I like. It's a fun kind of, it's a fun archetype. And it's just nice to play against something that isn't Rakdos Scam. Let's see what our opponent does though. So they're going to Fatal Push. We're going to draw a card. They're really struggling on mana. No, we're not going to draw a card. They use their mana to cast it. I see. Alright. Do we want to Doorkeeper Thrall? Most definitely. Now we do. So this may be our first time flipping the Gideon, or the Gideon, I mean. Since our opponent is missing land, they cannot interact with us. And we're going to get to flip a Gideon for a change. That's going to be exciting, and we drew the... So all we need is our opponent not to make their land drops for us to have a chance. And he says, what is this one? Up to 2 plus 2. Up to 1 target creature an opponent controls attacks Gideon Battleforged during its controller's next turn. If able, +1 until your next turn. Target creature gains indestructible. Untap that creature until your next turn. 0. Okay, yeah. Alright, so we'll... Man, I've never seen so many. So we'll +1. We could just play another Gideon and target that Grief. There's a good chance we're going to lose it anyway. God, these Urborgs, man. All right. Oh, they scoop it up. Okay, yeah, they're just missing too many land drops. But hey, I'll take the win after last match where we just got picked apart in brutal fashion by Mardu's Scam deck. I'll take the win. Any way I can get it right now. So it's a Scam deck, it's a Rack deck. We can bring in March of Otherworldly Light. And Containment Priest does hose the Scam deck after it griefs us once. So I mean, I guess in response to the grief, we can cast Containment Priest, and then if they won't use their shenanigans to keep it alive, probably. Alpine Moon can turn off Urborg, so it probably is a Cabal Coffers deck. I think we probably go down the Gideons. We got to see it in action. We flipped a Gideon for a change, and we are setting ourselves up for a Sarkhan the next turn. I mean, I don't know if we want to bring in Alpine. They have their own Urza Sagas, so yeah, Alpine Moon. It's good against them. That get rid of Blackblade. What are we left with? Ragavans, Esper Sentinels, Doorkeeper Thralls. Not too much. Get rid of an Expedition map. Pithing Needle. They probably play Lithianas. Go down a Karn and a Sarkhan. Okay, well, we're just hoping to dodge a discard long enough to stick some of our hate pieces. See if we can put the puzzle together. Wow, double Urza Sagas. What a hand, man. I've gotten some weird hands this league. Double Karn Sign of Urzas. There's 3 in the deck. No. Just, again, like double Alpine Moons, double Gideon the Trials. Come on. Like, what in the heck? We'll keep it. We'll put this one Gideon to the bottom and just hope to draw lands. We did draw the land. That makes me happy. I'm going to have to restart the camera here in a minute, or the recording. Okay, restart the recording twice. I'm not sure exactly the first time if it was recording the right screen. I think it was, but anyway, we drew a land, which is good. That's what we wanted to see. Hopefully we don't get scammed. We do have a lightning bolt for this Delphi, should it be necessary. We really wanted to be able to use this Flooded Strand to get a Elegant Parlor, so we'll assume they're going to try to Thoughtseize us. We'll see if they grief us instead. If they grief us, we'll do the Doorkeeper Thrall. If it's a Thoughtseize, okay, Inquisition. What's better? I mean, we have to Lightning Bolt the Dolphy. What do they take though? We have a good hand if we can make land drops. And Doorkeeper Thrall shuts down their griefs, but you know they're not necessarily playing. They're playing a lot of discard, so they're not as reliant on grief as some decks. Alpine Moon can shut down Cabal Coffers if that's what their line of attack is this game. Gideon of the Trials is obviously great against decks that are going to be playing one threat at a time or not overloading the board. So one of those 3 cards. I think Alpine Moon's the least dangerous unless they have the Cabal Coffers. Doorkeeper Thrall, second least unless they have grief. So Gideon has the most upside for us and is the biggest threat against them. So, alright, so it looks like maybe they're doing the grief plan. Yep, here comes grief. So we could have flashed in the Doorkeeper Thrall in response to the Inquisition, but then that just lets our opponent cast one of our spells. I mean, I don't know what the right play is. They're going to strip our hand, but now If we'd done the Doorkeeper Thrall, they would have basically gotten a Gideon off of it with this Dothy. So maybe it was the right play to... I don't... It's tough. It's tough. Do they have the... No scam at least. So now we're in the unfortunate position of wanting to see both a land and action off the top here. And they have all the mana in the world, so I think we'll put that into the graveyard and hope to find a land. Containment Priest. That would have been good too against their grief plan, but I don't think they're going to have any more griefs. I think they're out of griefs for a change. Liliana of the Veil. Okay. We'll discard this Alpine Moon. And we'll flash in this. Okay. Guess I didn't click OK before clicking on my card. So we saved the Alpine Moon. We haven't seen Cabal Coffers, so I didn't want to just run it out there. Flash down Containment Priest. Maybe get a Ragavan. So they're down to one card. We're going to lose this Karn or the Containment Priest. So I wonder what they're going to do. They may not want to be discarding any cards themselves. They discarded an Urza Saga that we had named with Alpine Moon, so that was a smart play on our part. Let's pat ourselves on the back for our wins when we can get them. Dorothy, Voidwalker. Oh, Torok Dread Canter instead. Alright, it's just a 2-1. Protection from white. Well, combo wombo over there, stopping our Containment Priest attacks and growing itself with a Lily. So I think we'll do, unless it's an answer, like a Lightning Bolt or a Gideon, we're probably going to have to put it into the grave. Oh, it's a land, so... I mean, we're going to have to take, we just need the land. We need lands, and that's what I was saying earlier. And in an unfortunate position of needing both lands and spells. So now our opponent can just hold down the fort, and then have a sacrifice the Containment Priest. Our opponent has written XD 3 times and Sentinel LOL once. Can't tell if they are nice and friendly or... What am I supposed to do? Oh, I have to click the creature. Got it. I only had one. Like MTGO, man. They did not attack. Probably smart. Because we did draw the Ragavan. So we will trade with this Canter if they want, or kill the Liliana. Either one is good for us, given where we're at. They have 1 card, we have 0 cards. Now they have Liliana. So we have 4 mana, which makes me happy. We're no longer just hoping for lands and spells. Now we just want spells, unless it's a Sarkhan. We don't want a Sarkhan, which means we're probably due to draw a Sarkhan. They drew into a mana creature land. Alright, so we hit our 5th land. Now we don't want any more lands, please, deck. They have 0 cards. We have 2 elegant parlors already, I believe. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to surveil and set up our... Here come the beats. This would be a time to draw Sarkhan. It would just die. But I'd still take a Sarkhan. Anything but a land almost would be good here. Hey, it's a Sarkhan. So if we play the Sarkhan, then they kill it. Is this the time? Are we going to get a win on the back of Sarkhan the Masterless? So the good thing is if they don't draw a hard removal, they cannot kill our Sarkhan. We're going to kill their Lily and then kill them. See what they draw. See if our opponent has anything else to say than X, whatever, tongue face. I'm old, alright? I'm a middle-aged father of 3, born in this pre-cell phone. Not to give away my age totally. Born before cell phones existed. Did not have my first cell phone until I was 25. So I don't know what that XD means. Alright, opponent says nice draw. And it was. It was our best draw, actually. Okay, Talthy Voidwalker. Now if we could just run together some things like Gideons. Like a Gideon would be really good right here. A lightning bolt. Otherworldly light. Alright, well, let's see what we get. It's probably going to be a land. Figured. So the thing is, we're going to attack down this Liliana and still it's going to die. So so the Liliana's gone. They have 5 damage on the battlefield, though, to kill our Sarkhan. So now we're again left top decking. They'll be left with 5 damage for the rest of the game if we don't find an answer. And if we do get another Sarkhan, we can make a dragon, but it's still going to be taking 3 off the Dorothy. So even like on an empty board, Sarkhan is really not that good. He was good in that spot because our opponent couldn't kill it, and we were able to get rid of the Lily. Then they found a creature to cast, so we're going to need... Our best draw probably is another Gideon into a lightning bolt. And that's hoping our opponent doesn't find things. Or even just, how about an Urza? Instead of a mountain, we could have gone an Urza Saga. That would have been a nice draw. If we're going to get lands with our 22 land deck, at least give us the lands that we want and could use. Alright, Grief. Sure, look at my mountain. It's a beautiful mountain. Yeah, our opponent's pulling away now. I thought we might be able to turn the corner here with that Sarkhan draw, but our opponent has strung together a couple of really good draws there of their own with Dolphy and Grief, of course. I guess they were trying to decide if they want to kill the Sarkhan or not. They left it alive for some reason. Oh my... Why are you flooding out, deck? You played 22 lands. We've seen 1, 2, 3 fetch lands. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've drawn half of our lands almost. We've drawn half of our lands. We have not been able to string together a series of draws to get us back in this game. Opponents only got a 2-turn clock, so they could just ignore the Sarkhan at this point and force us to find an answer for one of these creatures that are hard to block. Or they could just kill the Sarkhan and then... Alright, there's the bolt. Still puts us on a 2-turn clock. Well, Menace we can block, in theory. Shadow we cannot. Forgot to crack our fetch, but it drew us into a bolt, so that was totally on purpose. Just how we drew it up. I wonder if they're holding back their factory for Ragavan blocking duty. This does put us on a 2-turn. We're on a 2-turn clock already, though. Do we get lucky and draw another bolt? We do. Now we're back on a 3-turn clock, unless they have the scam piece. Alright, well, there's still hope. Take 2. Hopefully our opponent does not have anything. Or they have a Shieldred. Also a possibility. And we will... scoop it up. Game wins are hard to come by. Match wins are even harder. We had a moment there where we might have... Oh, look at the lands. Just the lands. We had a moment there when I thought we might have been able to take this game, sneak out a match win with our jank, but we did not get so lucky. Okay, so let's revisit our sideboard plan now that we're on the play. We don't have a lot of threats. Containment Priest. These are all hate pieces against what our opponent's trying to do. We've seen the Shieldreds. I think we're going to bring in the Wrath of God. Take out the Containment Priest. We could go back up our game plan of just trying to go fast against our opponent's deck. Urza Saga. I mean, we did shut down Urza Saga. That was really good for us. I'm just going to thin the top end of our deck and trust that maybe we do bring in the Gideon Black Blades. Go down all the Karns. 1 Alpine Moon. Alright, let's try that. Can we get a match win with our janky jank? 3 lands, 2 Ragavans. We don't have a way to interact with Urza or with their grief, but we'll keep it. Sometimes you just gotta get lucky. Now, we could run out the Sentinel to punish our opponent for their shenanigans and trust that they can only take one of our Ragavans. It does mean we don't get to get our Elegant Parlor land, but at this point I think having the Elegant Parlor to fetch up later might be better, to be honest. Alright. Let's see if we can dodge either draw a card or dodge some removal. Doorkeeper Thrall. It's a good one. So we're left again in the position of... So it looks like they're going to have We could dash in the Ragavan, and then they can either kill it, we draw a card, or take the hits, and then next turn double grief us, take both Ragavans, or we can hold up this Doorkeeper Thrall and flash in no matter what. I think that's what we're gonna do. If they are hoping to keep us from drawing a card and kill this Esper Sentinel with, then that is okay too. They just take their turn off to kill their Esper Sentinel. Because if they don't do anything, we can play Urza Saga, Ragavan, and hold up the Doorkeeper Thrall. So things are coming together. I don't think I want to cast this Urza Saga yet. Now that I is that what we want to do with our mana? We're gonna. So we've casted this turn, Ragavan, Doorkeeper Thrall. Next turn, do we really want to start making Saga tokens? Yes, we do. Fatal Push to drain. They're going to draw a card. Or they're going to keep us from drawing a card. So we're going to keep that Doorkeeper Thrall up. So they didn't have the Bowmasters. Maybe they're not playing Bowmasters. We're going to keep the Doorkeeper Thrall up to help protect against grief. We're going to run it out no matter what at the end of their turn, so that we can make these constructs. We're making land drops and drawing the lower end of our deck after cutting a lot of our top end, and it's playing much more smoothly. Opponents in the tank with 7 cards, though. We have not run them out of action yet. Do we even really want? I mean, we're going to do the Thrall. That's what we're here. We need it in. We need to put another threat on the board, even if it does die. Another Urza Saga is pretty good, though. We're going to go ahead and swing in with everybody. The question is, I mean, we make a construct at the end of their turn. Do we want to go ahead? I mean, we'll see what they're going to do here. Fatal Push. A lot of answers. So we can play the Urza Saga and get online for just flooding the board with constructs, which might be alright. Our best plan of action, and just hold on. Or we can play this Ragavan because they can't Thoughtseize an Urza Saga. Go get another. I guess we'll just get a Plains. So we've, it's no surprise that in this game, feeling like, okay, we're doing things, we're keeping up, we're keeping the pressure on. It's been largely on the back of Modern Horizons 2, Modern Horizons 2, Modern Horizons 2. Hopefully they don't Thoughtseize this Alpine Moon. That would make me sad. Not dead after all. Okay. I see, they're going to go steal something that we discarded and then get it back. What is it that they're going to get, though? I can't remember even what we've exiled. They're going to get their own Ragavan, our Ragavan. Okay. Another Alpine Moon. Okay, Relic would be a safety net against the shenanigans again. Shadow Spear, we can get... So we can go ahead and play this Urza Saga and equip the Shadow Spear to Ragavan. But I don't really want to do that. Alright, we're going to attack with everybody while we can. They're going to block the Ragavan, I imagine. Take 4. We're going to play an Alpine Moon, naming Urza Saga, and restart my recording. Okay, so they lose a land. Hopefully that keeps them off Shieldred if they were counting on Shieldred. Opponent says, oof. We're going to get another Construct. And if we draw a land, we can do the Shadow Spear and swing in for 5 lifelink trample. Assuming they don't have more removal. Alright, down to 7 minutes though. So they draw a creature land. To the Pithy Needle, so they're going to name Urza Saga probably. And that's not going to be fun for us. They could name Shadow Spear, I guess. They do name Shadow Spear. Okay. That does help us win the race. And assuming they have some kind of kill spell over there to slow us down. What do we draw? Another useless land. I mean, it would have been nice because we could have equipped the Shadow Spear. Two cards in hand. I'm assuming they have to. They've already played 2 Fatal Pushes, but they probably have something over there to kill one of our creatures. You can also throw this land in front of it if they really are worried about dying. I think we'll keep this land in hand for now. Actually, let's think. So next turn we're going to lose the Urza Saga. If we draw a Sarkhan, we will be able to cast it. This is a Mishra's Factory. Guess we could have done that before. All right, start the recording. See if our opponent can find their way out of this. They might have a damnation. Even if they have a damnation, though, we can make a... Well, with the damnation, we're still not winning, but... So they play Liliana. They'll make us sack something. At this point, we probably will sack the Thrall. We'll have 3 5/5s to attack with. Then they can, if they have a fatal push, I think they're still dead. Okay, just letting my opponent know about my website if they want to watch the video. Oh man, our opponent just had to meet you with this unusual deck. I mean, you can see it on your screen, but yeah, friendly, nice, I guess. I mean, maybe they seem to be friendly. I'm gonna read into their XDs as friendly and not anything else, and it looks like they might have went and checked out my website. So anyway, hopefully they'll go ahead and scoop it up. All right. Well, nice to meet you there, opponent. It was fun games. Good luck in your league. Force of will. And thanks for being friendly. I'll catch you all on the next one. This is Johnny Cycles of CyclesGaming.com.
This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, and this has been another edition of Dragons and Modern. Be sure to go to my site and check out all of my original Magic the Gathering content, where I post articles and video of my janky modern brews in my commander decks. I'm also publishing a couple chapters every month for my science fiction fantasy novel called The Pod Kind. Check me out on YouTube as well. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.